Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where last time we finished up Heritage Hill, and then we finished up our quest with the Crucible Knights, where we got them their Forged Knights, where they put souls in armor, so animated armor, which is kind of a cool concept, although the fact that they're using souls, and we know in the lore of this game that souls are recycled, so I'm guessing that pretty much stops that soul from being reborn. Which for some reason has for me, in my mind, has a worse feeling to it than if they believed in a non-reincarnation sort of faith or religion. I guess it's not even... It's real, like they have scientific proof that it happens, so it's like... Not to say that religion isn't real, it's just scientific proof and religion, they're different things. But yeah, in this game it's both religion and scientifically proven, which is kind of interesting. Although in fantasy games there's usually pretty heavy proof of the divine. Anyway, I don't know why, but it feels like it's a worse thing to do in a culture of reincarnation than it is in, more of a afterlife sort of belief. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's a normal feeling to have, but for me, it just feels like it's a worse thing to do. Like you're stopping these souls from living their next life. I don't know. Feels bad. Anyway, for us in this episode, we're going to... We've only got... Because we need to sleep again, I'd imagine. I guess we don't really need to sleep, do we? I mean, if it says... If it's anything like the last battle that we had there at Cadnua, it's not that difficult of a fight. So I don't think we really even need to sleep. But if we look at our quests here, we can go to Hadrat House. That probably won't take that long, right? We're just going to talk to her. So we could do that part of the quest before we leave. I think we will do that before we leave and go back to Cadnua. We've got this to go to Direford Village, which is very far away. We got this in the Sanitarium, which is close by. But if I remember correctly, this one is sort of a dungeon of sorts. I don't think it's too long of a dungeon, if I remember correctly. But I don't want to risk it being long enough to miss the battle. I don't think it would be. But there's no need to risk it. One thing I'm really enjoying about this main quest is the fact that it doesn't, at least at this stage, it doesn't seem extremely urgent. I guess with the Heritage Hill thing, and what we saw at the very beginning with the Beawick, we do know that they're doing something with the souls, and we know that there's a lot of problem with souls in this land, with the legacy and everything. So in that sense, it could be pressing it there, but we don't know. We don't know how urgent this is. We don't know if they're planning what they're planning. We don't really know anything about the letting key, which is really cool because it allows me to sort of take my time. One thing that's always tough for me in games where you have so many quests to do is when the main quest is super pressing. It's very noticeable in open world games. This isn't an open world game, but in open world games, I always feel like a story with a pressing main story, a game with a pressing main story in an open world game, just really makes it tough to pace the story. And I think pacing is extremely important in stories. And I think most people who know anything about stories would agree with that. However, this game doesn't feel that way. I don't feel pressured to rush off to do these quests right now. I'm interested in doing them because there's a personal attachment to these quests, which makes me want to do them, but nothing as of yet has made me feel like I need to be doing these now before I go off and just, do random side quests or even go off and do the DLC, which is nice. So we have those 3 quests. We have the DLC to do. We have Two-Sided, which this is Aloth's quest, which I think we need to go to the sanitarium for that because he wants an expert on awakenings. We have Pelagina's quest, which is at Twin Elms, so that's going to be a while before we do that. This is the return to Cadnua, so we have to do that anyway. We have this, which is also... I think this and the Long Hunt are pretty close by to each other, if I remember correctly. But that, again, not pressing, although I guess... I already forgot it. I forgot her name. Sagani would probably argue that her quest is very pressing because she wants to go home and see her family, which is understandable. We got the Master Below. This one is somewhat pressing because we know that whatever's down in the Endless Path has in the past, sort of attacked the keep. But we did beat them back kind of far, so hopefully we've bought ourselves some time on that. Right, this is in this path. And then Durance, he needs to travel with us. And then we need to go to a battlefield with Edir. And then we got this, which is, again, the Endless Path. So, let's go ahead. We'll go to Hadret House. Talk to her. And then I think we'll stop by the... I forgot their names. I'm so bad with names. It's terrible. The Dominels, I think their name was. The third faction. See if they have anything that they want to talk to us about now that we've, had an encounter with them. And then I want to go to the Expedition Hall as well and see if there's anything there. Well, it looks like that girl that we accidentally backstabbed with the tome is gone. It's sad. Didn't mean to do that. Hello. As you near the apparition, you are overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real. The recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself. It wrenches your insides nevertheless. The apparition's brow is tensed, a look of concern playing across its face.
The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
My mind has been elsewhere. They lie. My mind has been elsewhere.
Oh? And what troubles you?
The apparition raises its eyebrows. The pain in your stomach deepens, and you feel for a moment as though you are about to be sick. Your mouth has gone dry. Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. The man folds his fingers together and presses them to his mouth, thoughtful.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
The people we intended to convert. They committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. My family has not taken my new faith well. They no longer speak to me. I've done something unforgivable. We were attacked on my last mission. This is really cool how you have very different options here. I'm gonna go with option 1. The people we intended to convert. They committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. The apparition exhales slowly, and its lips press together, a sympathetic rapport in its eyes. It places its hand on your shoulder.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew.
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
The man chuckles mirthlessly. Is such a thing possible?
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain.
The specter smiles wearily.
There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
The knot in your stomach seems to loosen all at once, and the anxiety is replaced with something else entirely, something warm and soothing. And it is something you know you can never repay. As the vision fades, you start to become cognizant of the many odd looks aimed in your direction. Your last response echoes in your mind. I will. Interesting.
Hey.
My past self was, I don't know.
Alright then.
Courier, excuse me, but I've been looking for you. You're the one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belongs to a dear friend of hers, who is lost to the curse. For your part in reclaiming Heritage Hill, my lady wishes you to have it. Here, may it serve you well in battle. I wonder how much I could get for selling this. Is this all? I'd expected more. Thank you. She bows. You are quite welcome. You have gained an item, St. Garam's Spark, added to inventory. Now I must be off. Farewell. Quick, follow her. Where's she going? What did she give me? Is it a pistol? It's a pistol. A two-handed pistol. Are all pistols two-handed? Oh, no. Don't have anybody that uses it, though. Unfortunately.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how... I wonder how different you can make your past self be. Because the option we picked was kind of like... fairly arrogant, right? Like thinking these people are beyond saving. We should just kill them all. Or the gods should just kill them all. But the other one was like... One of the other ones was like, my family's not happy about my decision. Like, there's a very different sort of reasons to want to leave. It's really cool how different they are. I like that. Alright, Lady Webb, I'm here to speak to you. Now, we're pretty sure we know where she's at based off our last time here. There's a locked door over here. Lady Webb will see you now. Good. Hello, Lady Webb. Can't steal anything here, huh? What's that? The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand. The woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers. Their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age. A gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt patterned after some great, indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
She glances up from her readings for the first time and looks you over. I guess, I am a godkin. I stand out in a crowd, and Cad Noir it's a castle. Whether or not it's a ruined castle or not, I feel like, somebody who's in the know would know. In the know would know. Aloth frowns, scratching the back of his neck. So it's true. Those spies of hers don't miss much.
Since then, as I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off limits to all civilians, and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
There's someone I need to find. I'm investigating a strange group. It was a personal matter. Do we trust this woman? Her demeanor doesn't seem very... malicious. But she is, called the Spider, right? It was a personal matter.
A personal matter that has you tracing the footsteps of the Leaden Key. It must be some problem you have. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend, which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the leaden key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. Is that why we're after them? We want to reverse our awakened soul? I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important that I find him again. Or I can lie and say I was hired to investigate them. I don't think we're gonna lie. I think she'd see through that. I don't think she's after him to reverse it. Like, we saw what happened to Craghold, and that does worry her. But I think she's more curious about her past lives. She recognizes the dangers of learning about her past lives. You know, she could end up as crazy as Craghold. But there seems to be something bigger going on, right? I guess we don't know. Well, I guess the leaden key did send us to Heritage Hill, so they were involved. And we can kind of assume, maybe, that the cloaked figure who activated the tower was perhaps one of the leaden key people. We know they know how to operate them, because we saw it at the beginning of the game, right? And there probably aren't too many organizations or people who can do that. So I don't think it's all about awakening our soul or unawakening our soul. I think it would be nice if we knew how to do that in case we start losing our mind like Craghold did. But I think there's more to it than that. So I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important that I find him again. She closes her eyes, and the lids flicker. And then her face goes still, and her mouth parts, little more than a sliver, and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground, the pages wafting around her legs, like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back, and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
Theos Ix Arcanon. How do you know I seek Theos? What can you tell me about Theos? What else is there to know about the Leaden Key? I have other questions. How do you know I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it.
Oh shit, so he's immortal? Not mortal? I guess if he has the power to sort of like control souls, maybe he can just like keep his soul from leaving his body? I don't know.
What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism.
Okay, so Wodica is potentially behind everything, and this Theos is her champion, sort of. It's interesting that he can come back and remember everything. Right, that kind of... I think it kind of defeats the effectiveness of reincarnation, right? Continue.
That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity.
Interesting. In the flashbacks we've had with him, talking to our past selves, he doesn't seem... I mean, he's leading essentially a cult, right? So he's manipulating his followers, is what it seems like he's doing to us. But it could be that he's not. Like, to his followers, maybe he is not so bad. I don't know. We still don't know enough about him to pass judgment.
He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
Well, the idea is kind of he won't have a choice but to concern himself with my problems. Because I'm the protagonist, and I'll beat his ass if he doesn't do what I want him to do. Because that's what protagonists do. How do you know so much about this guy?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Letting Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know. If you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal.
So that's probably why they sent us to Heritage Hill, right? To clean it up so that nobody would be able to ever track it back to Theos and the Letting Key.
Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
Okay, which means he's probably got quite the ego. We can use that against him, I'm sure, somehow. What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you.
Good, I'm glad you won't.
Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
I don't see any reason to refuse. Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I can tell you about the Letting Keys operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Ingwithan Tower in Heritage Hill contains an ancient machine that can control the flow of souls. The Letting Key activated it. So we know it's the Letting Key that activated it. Okay.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it's not good. We should probably destroy it, huh?
If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
That's all. This progress is encouraging. I only hope that we are not too late. I have other questions?
Yes?
Oh, wow. Tell me more about Dunreed Row.
All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed. We are Deerwood's cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes, but the truth is I don't think many of them could bear it.
I really like Lady Webb. She's awesome. How did you come to be here?
Me? I started this place, in a different time, under a different duke. I impressed the Duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
She winks. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? She gives you a half-hearted gasp and covers her mouth with her fingers. You wicked woman. Where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of decency?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Bereth carry me off before I'm through. There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
We could have had that book too. Damn it. Are you psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind.
Damn.
I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
Ciphers sound really cool. You said you don't know what'll happen. You said you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
What's that?
A quiet day at home.
She glances back behind her, toward a small table, and a queer smile finds its way across her face. Is there a Lord Webb?
There was.
What happened to him?
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted.
That's good. Let's talk about something else. I have other questions. Let's talk about something else. Okay, I have other questions. It's not graying out. Farewell.
Try your best not to die out there.
I will. Alright, so that quest, I assume we'll inform her about things whenever we complete one of the other quests. But there was a lot of good information there. We know the name of our enemy now, if he is an enemy. Seems like he's an enemy, although we don't know his goal yet, so it's kind of hard to say if he's an enemy. He's not been doing good things. He's an enemy to the people of Direwood, it seems like. Whether or not he's a personal enemy, we don't know yet. Alright, let's go talk to the Dominels now, or the... who are they? The Dominels, I had it right, good. I'm proud of me. Let's go talk to them, see if they have any quests for me. I don't think I'll join them. I don't really think Klesia is too much of a criminal or a corrupt kind of person. But I just want to see if they have anything new. Do I have the option of joining them? Hello.
Gods keep you.
Okay. So no, they do not want to talk to me. I wonder if that is a, if that would have been different if I had killed Verzano for them. I do not know. Alright, let's go to the expedition hall. Check the time, too. Still got time. I think we're gonna do the DLC. It's come up now. I think now's a good time to do it too, right? Before, you know, the main story does become pressing, because I imagine it will become pressing. I don't remember. I mean, I kind of remember. Pretty sure I remember the big thing that the Letting Key is trying to do. Kind of. Actually, no, I don't think I do. I know something that they're doing, but I don't remember when it becomes pressing or if it ever becomes pressing. But I don't want to tempt fate and get into a point where, like, I feel like I should be doing the main quest. Right now, I feel like we can go and do the White March. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. I just want to see if these guys have a quest. If they do have a quest, I might do their quest first before we go. Well, I guess we don't have a lot of time, do we? Yeah. You know what? I've changed my mind. We're leaving. We will, we'll talk to the dozens when we return. Right now, we're going to Cadnua. We're off. Okay. So, just looking around, do we have any other new things? I think the cliff that we need to go to is down this way somewhere. Maybe it was over here. I don't actually remember. I know the flames that we need to get to light the statues. I think that's down here. But we're not going there. There's Direford Village, which we need to go to at some point. And then Twin Elms, which is where Pelagina needs to go, I think. But I think that's got a while to go before we go that way. Cadnua, 22 hours, 15 minutes. Pillars of Eternity has been localized in several languages. That's good.
Better indeed.
Hey, Alof is approving of the place. The Bailey has been built. Speak to the mob in front of your great hall at Cadnua. Ooh, it's not good. Never good to have a mob outside your castle. I think we're going to get the tower next. The towers of Cadnua stand high above the walls of the stronghold. Upgrading the towers will grant a perception bonus when resting at Bright Hollow. Nice. Take 3 days.
Hey.
I love that our little hound is still with us. It's great. Hello. I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop them, they knocked him off. They knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. There she is. Everyone points at you, and all eyes in the crowd turn their hostile gazes upon you. Can I help you people with something? We don't need help. We just want you to leave us alone. We want justice. Go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying we was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years. This was the first I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in with similar stories. What makes you think I ever sent these men? What makes you think I sent these men? Those weren't my men. If this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Those weren't my men. Then who were they? They weren't no common bandits. And what makes you think I sent them? They said they were acting on your orders. From the Lady of Cadnua. That's you. This happens again. It's not on my orders. You have heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods? And the families of my guards? Leave before I hang the lot of you from Cadnua's walls. I'll make these men face justice. You can count on it. I don't care about your idiot son or your trade goods. Get out of my keep. Walk away. Take this here for all of you. Share this among yourselves. Share this amongst yourselves. Most generous of you, my lady. The villagers nod and smile at you, uttering thanks as they distribute the coins between them. Strongholds will gain 3 prestige. Now get out of my house. Ah, angry mobs. Marshal Forwin. The inevitable thorn in every ruler's side, eh, Ecclesia? What brings you to Cadnua? They're good people. Can't blame them for reacting that way. I was merciful. This time. What brings you to Cadnua? I had news about Lord Gathbin. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Alright. Let's discuss. Marshal Forwin. Lady Ecclesia. More experience? I've received word that Lord Gathbin is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Fields. It appears a peaceful claim to Cadnua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in an advisory role only. Of course, the Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. Oh. Damn, I was just about to head out to the White March, too. Let's talk about my army. Why won't the Earl officially legitimize my claim? It is a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathbin's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathbin dead, the Earl only need to worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathbin. Those, if court gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though, such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention the unease it causes amongst the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No. If Gathbin is to be denied, it will be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl and all others who would dispute your claim. This is what it means to be a noble in the Direwood. If there is anything else you wish to know, please ask. Let's go! Now, how much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathbin will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. I have a fortress with strong walls. Why not let Gathbin's army come close to me? Lord Gathbin isn't a fool. Or he isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Cadnua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have a free reign to torment your subjects in the countryside. See, I don't really know if I have subjects. Like, they have never... that mob out there was the first I've seen of them. Earl Batamar will see your inaction against Lord Gathbin as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Cadnua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking to fight the Lord Gathbin is your only option. Let's talk about my army. The Marshal nods. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Cadnua. Hopefully, people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathbin's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. However, most of these men and women have no military experience. Hopefully, you can gain additional allies, the Knights of the Crucible, perhaps, or the Dozens. What's the status of my regular troops? The Marshal shakes his head. 2 green, and too few. If you go up against Lord Gathbin now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. That's good. What special allies do I have available? He shakes his head. No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find an ally in Defiance Bay among the Knights of the Crucible, or the Dozens, or if you're truly desperate, House Domino. I've also heard rumors of a force of Red Sarens currently in the White March. If you find your way that far north, perhaps you can sway some of them to join your cause. Keep giving me reasons to go do the DLC right now. I love it. We need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or two of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 coppers. Should cover the expenses. His eyes widen. It will be done. Yeah, I'm rich. So what? Very well. Farewell. Alright, so we need to recruit an army, so... Goddamn Lord Gathbin. Alright, so the Battle of Yenwood Field. Lord Gathbin is assembling an army of mercenaries in an attempt to wrest control of Cadnua from me by force. I need to raise my own army to stop him. To fight Lord Gathbin's forces, I'll need an army of my own. Marshal Forwin will assist me in the logistics of it all, coordinating things in the Great Hall in Cadnua. He'll wait there until I command my army to march to Yenwood Field. Okay.
My lady, you've received a letter. Delivered with some urgency, as it happens. I thought the messenger might swoon, poor dear. It's from Stalwart. Apparently the mayor, Renengild, has heard of your success here at Cadnua, and hopes you can be of aid to her people as well.
What does Renengild want?
Stalwart is a mining community, and at one time they enjoyed a great deal of influence. Renengild hopes to reclaim old glories, I expect. It seems she's intent on gaining access to Durgan's battery. And she's offering quite the reward to anyone who can get inside.
Durgan's battery.
A reward, she says, for getting into the battery. That's a reward of its own, surely.
Durgan's battery? Durgan's battery? As in the source of Durgan steel?
Ah, the very same. All manner of people have been trying to infiltrate the keep for years. Our own Earl was much taken with the story of the battery's fall. There are many legends concerning the battery. As the Earl told it, the dwarves fought amongst themselves, each seeking to use the battery to further his or her own ambitions. greed and cruelty brought down the battery, and now the spirits of those same dwarves roam the halls. Whatever happened, the battery has been impenetrable ever since. A shame. I don't doubt that there are great treasures still within those halls.
Perhaps I'll pay Stalwart a visit. This sounds like Stalwart's problems, not mine. I do enjoy vast amounts of wealth. I'm sure the wonders of the battery are a marvel to behold, but if the passes through White March were to open again, it would be a boon to merchants of the Republics, and the Direwood, of course.
I should mention that among those rumored to have answered Reningild's summons is a certain group I believe you may have an interest in.
Really?
Followers of Woodica, intent on reaching Stalwart and the battery. I do not know what they seek there, but I thought it worth mentioning, given your interest in the ruins at Defiance Bay. Now that I've delivered Reningild's message, there is also a local matter of some concern, my lady.
What's up?
A mercenary band has been sighted to the northeast. I believe they mean to take Consul Hot's tower, and I don't expect the Archmage will go quietly.
Consul Hot.
Consul Hot's one of the greatest wizards of our generation.
Aloth fidgets and flutters, vacillating between anxiety and excitement. He appears to be at a loss for words.
The Torn Bannermen are a deadly fighting force, and Consul Hot himself has sent many travelers to their graves. I would caution you to stay clear of the region if you do travel to the White March. It's not that I doubt your courage, my lady, but Consul Hot alone boasts power of a different scale altogether to those foes you have faced thus far. Given more time, perhaps you will match him. If the Bannermen succeed in their efforts, I fear they may turn their attention to Cadnua. I will keep you apprised of the situation, my lady.
Thank you. Who is this Consul Hot?
A famed Archmage. I am given to understand that the Brackenberry Sanitarium puts much stock in his work, as regards the manipulation of the soul. His spells are widely circulated. But he is poorly regarded in many circles. Some call him a madman, or else cruel and barbarous. He must be very old by now. Perhaps that is why the Torn Bannermen believe they can best him.
Do you know anything else about these mercenaries?
Little enough, I'm afraid. The Torn Bannermen are well supplied and well organized, and there are rumors that they are backed by an unknown benefactor. They have proved remarkably effective in the past, and they are certainly a threat now.
All right. Well, farewell.
Safe travels, my lady.
Thank you. Okay, so quest updated. Did we get another quest there? Yep, Siege of Craghold. The Steward of Cadnua has informed me of a recent conflict on a remote bluff in the Direwood. The Torn Bannermen, a feared collection of mercenaries, have besieged the manor of a local legend, the Archmage Consul Hot. The conflict is over a mysterious magical artifact. The steward believes I should investigate the problem to ensure the safety of Cadnua. It's located in the northeast of Cadnua. It sits atop a remote bluff known as Craghold. I should travel to Craghold and ascertain the situation. Alright, and then Durgan's Battery. The people of Stalwart have asked me to open up Durgan's Battery, a deserted dwarven fortress, and find the White Forge. Their mayor, Renengild, will probably have more information on the matter. Stalwart lies in the White March, and the journey will take several days. Okay. Well then. Anything else to say? It seems your fame is spreading, my lady. I've heard travelers speaking of your accomplishments in Defiance Bay. If you'll forgive me saying so, it is a relief to find the keep in the command of someone more connected to the world. It is so easy to let things fall by the wayside. State of the keep. People are starting to notice your hard work. I dare say we'll have more visitors shortly. I am glad you decided to stay on, my lady. It's been difficult watching this place tumble into decay time and again. To see it restored is... I can imagine the great crowds and petitioners Music, perhaps, in the evenings. Oh, I've gotten carried away, haven't I? Here's the report. We gotta do that. We are building this, which is still a ways away. And then we got a whole bunch left to purchase. A lot of these only take 1 day, though. In fact, this is the last one that's going to take a significant amount of time. Cool. We still have a lot of money. That's good. Got 11 prestige, 16 security. All right. Manual resolve. Let's resolve this attack. Oh, that was quick. Bandits.
Yeah.
Interdiction.
Hi?
Go and blast them with that. And again. Go ahead. Let's just start using our big spells. Restore endurance. Where's our Searing Seal? I think it's Shining Beacon. Shining Beacon.
How may
Do
I
it.
help?
And then you're gonna do that on him.
I'm ready.
Where are you at? You over here? Do that. Okay, start firing at him. Ooh, he got obliterated. Those are some powerful spells right there. Another victory for us. Stay out of our keep. Goddamn bandits coming in my keep.
Better indeed.
Indeed. Take this stuff. I hear yelling. Is that just from the mob still? Yeah, probably. Okay, well. Castle's looking a little better. We still got some, still got some fixing up to do. But let's go ahead and we're going to rest. We have no bonuses yet. That's fine. And we're probably going to end the episode. It's going to be a little bit of a short episode, but let's go ahead. Nothing new on the Stronghold page. Let's just take a look at the map, and see where we'll be going. Canu is looking pretty nice. I like it. Now, do we want to take Durance with us? I think we'll stick with this party for now. I am going to have to take Durance with us eventually. I'll probably take him maybe when, like, the in-between of... like, between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. Because we need to have her at Twin Elms. Although now he's a level lower, which isn't good. But what can you do? Okay, so we've got Craghold Bluffs. Should we do that on our way there? And then White March way up there. So she kind of said that we might not be ready for Craghold. So maybe we'll do Craghold on our way back from the White March. Maybe. Although we haven't had much issue yet. Is Craghold DLC? Is Craghold Bluffs DLC? I don't know. It's not in the DLC section, which is White March 1 and 2. But she kind of said it with White March, so I don't know. We also need to think about allies. I am surprised we can't get Kolsk. Is that his name? The guy we put on the throne in Radric's Hold can't come help us. But I guess maybe he's got other obligations where it'd be too much of a risk for him now to help us. No. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to skip by Craghold Bluffs, go to White March. We're going to do White March, and then on our way back, we'll hit Craghold Bluffs. Do that. And then we'll keep going, and then we'll go all the way back to Defiant Spade, do probably the Sanitarium. Yeah. That's the plan. Alright. Until then, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.